Good afternoon, class. Before we start, can you please check the alignments of your chairs? Okay, and as well as pick up those pieces of paper, please. Thank you. Okay, and please pass your assignment from last week.
What are you doing?
All right, thank you. All right, so I guess everyone is here since I'm not seeing any vacant chairs. Perfect. So it's a good afternoon. Before we start our discussion this afternoon, please bow down your heads and let's have a short prayer. Loving Father, thank you for the gift of life, and we hope that these students will receive the power of your Holy Spirit so that they will be able to focus and learn on our discussions this afternoon. This we ask through your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen. Once again, good afternoon. So you may take your seat. What we'll be doing this afternoon is I will be giving you an activity. First activity is you will be divided into two groups. This side will be group 1 and the other side is group 2. So I will be distributing 7 small boxes each group, and each box is already labeled by a number. And inside this box is actually a jumbled word. So it has letters in it, just like this one. What you will be doing is you have to formulate a word out of those letters in a box. And the definitions of that word is going to be posted on the board. Okay? So you will be given 10 minutes to answer. Write down your answer in a 1/4 sheet of paper and pass it after. So on or before 10 minutes, you have to finish the task or answering those numbers. And the group who will pass late, so what you will be doing is you will be the one who will assign to discuss in front. And I will choose a member in that group to discuss. Okay, so I hope everyone will cooperate for this activity. And okay, you may form a circle each group. Group 1 will be at the back. Group 2 is here in front. Thank you. Okay, go ahead now.
A few moments later.
Alright, so time is up and I receive a paper group 1 and group 2. And group 1 is the one who finished first. So group 2, you will be the one who is assigned to discuss in front. So let me choose Sophia. Okay, Sophia, please go in front. Thank you. All right, so what are the answers that you have in your group? Okay, yes, you are actually correct. And the answers are alliteration, metonymy, litotes, oxymoron, allusion, understatement, and onomatopoeia. Perfect. Give her 3 claps, please. All right, you may take a seat. And I actually have 1 question, 2 questions literally for group 2. So let me throw 1 question for group 2 and another questions for group 1. Okay, Karen. Okay, what is our topic this afternoon? What do you think out of those words that you formulated? What do you think our topic this afternoon? Perfect. Give her 2 claps, please. Okay, our topic this afternoon is figures of speech. But what is figures of speech? Anyone? Anyone? Okay. Okay, Carla. What is figures of speech? All right. So you are correct. Figures of speech is a figurative language in which it is in a form of a single word or a phrase. And those word or phrases is actually used in a non-literal sense for rhetorical or vivid effect. You're right. Give her 3 claps for that. Thank you. And what for group one? I promise to give you a question. So group one, what do you think why the writers is using or are using figure of speech in their literary pieces? Okay. Mm. Yeah, that was really good idea. Give her 3 claps for Jonathan. Okay, thank you. Yes, you're correct. It will be a dull literary piece if the writer is not going to use a figure of speech. Since if just like it is like a room full of dark colors, so figure of speech is adding a color in that certain room. So they are really putting colors in their pieces. Correct. Okay, so since you class were able to define the meaning of figure of speech, so let's actually identify what are the figures of speech. Okay, we actually have 23 kinds of figures of speech. It's just that we will be discussing 7, which you answered already earlier. So, first is alliteration, a stylistic device in which number of words having the same first consonant sound occurs close together in a series. Who can give me an example of alliteration? Okay, all right, Garbs. What is an example of alliteration? Perfect. That's correct. So she sells seashare by a seashore. So you will know that is alliteration because it actually repeated the letter S in it. Okay. Second figure of speech that we will be talking about this afternoon is metonymy. So it's a figure of speech that replaces the name of a thing with the name of something else with which it is closely associated. Give me an example of metonymy. Anyone? Okay, over there, Sheila. All right. Yes, you're right. So instead of saying president, the sentence would say White House declares. So instead of president declares, right? Okay, third figure of speech is litotes. It's a figure of speech that employs an understatement by using double negatives, or, in other words, a positive statement expressed by negating its opposite expression. So give me an example of litotes. All right. Okay, Gray. You're correct. So, if you say he is no fool, which part is litotes? Right. So no fool is actually is negative, double negative, but the meaning is actually he's smart. Okay. Give her 1 clap for that. Next is oxymoron. Is a figure of speech in which two opposite ideas are joined to create an effect. Give me an example for that. Okay, babes, what is it? Okay, perfect. And yes, a plastic glass is actually a oxymoron. It is actually two it's opposite words because plastic and glass, right? So it's opposite. But if you're going to combine those two, it would actually create another word, which is a glass made of plastic. Perfect. So, very good, class. And next is allusion. Allusion is a brief and indirect reference to a person, place, thing, or idea of historical, cultural, literary, or political significance. Give me an example of allusion. Anyone? All right, Mary, what is it? Hi, you're correct. So, Romeo in a sentence is actually referring to Romeo and Juliet. Is a romantic, and it's the behavior or the character of Romeo. So, yes, you're right. Give her 1 clap for that. So, another figure of speech is understatement. Is a figure of speech employed by writers or speakers to intentionally make a situation seem less important than it really is. So, give me an example of understatement. Okay. All right, Daisy, what is it? Okay, perfect. Very good for that, Daisy. Give her 1 clap. And yeah, her example is saying, looks like it rained a bit last night, although it's already flooding. So that is understatement. So And next figure of speech that we'll be talking about lastly is onomatopoeia. So it is a figure of speech which imitates the natural sounds of a thing. It creates a sound effect that mimics the things described, making the description more expressive and interesting. So give me an example of onomatopoeia. Okay, you're actually done. All right, Karen. Okay, what? Give me an example of onomatopoeia. That's correct, Karen. The owl hooted in the tree. So hooted is actually used as a sound of an owl. Okay, so since you guys were able to identify the figures of speech in those sentences, what we'll be doing next is I will be giving you another activity.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
In which you will be able to identify what figure of speech is used in that sentence. In order for you, class, to distinguish the figure of speech in that given sentence, you have to really give me the word or phrase that is used as a figure of speech, and as well as give me what figure of speech is actually being used. So what will happen here is we'll form a big circle, then I will play a music, and this box will be passed along with the class. So once the music is on, then as well as this one will move. I think you know what that is, right? So this box, this magic box here, actually has rolled papers, and that in every rolled paper there is a sentence, and in that sentence is that is what you will be distinguishing on what figure of speech is being used. So once the music stops, whoever has this magic box here, then will be the one to pick that piece of paper or that rolled paper. Are we clear? Okay, so everyone stand up and let's form a big circle. Okay, so I already gave the box to Sophia, so let's start. And I will be using my phone for us to have a good music. So you know the music row 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 your boat, right? So this was taught when we were in elementary or kinder. So since this is as well known in TikTok, then we'll be using that. Okay? And you may as well sing with the song if you know it. Let's start. Okay, so the box is with Mark. So Mark, pick one paper or rolled paper, please. Okay. Okay. So the sentence is shut the shutters before banging sound makes you shudder. So what do you think? What figure of speech can you distinguish in that sentence? Oh, you're really, really good. Job well done, Mark. Yes, there are actually two figure of speech being used. One is alliteration, and the other is, what is it? Okay, it's onomatopoeia. So one is banging sound, and the other alliteration is the one that shut the shutters before banging sound makes you shudder. Correct. All right, let's continue. Okay, so it's Karen. What is it, Karen? Okay, the sentence is the comedian was seriously funny. So what figure of speech is used? Correct. It's because of the seriously funny, which it is an oxymoron. All right, next. Okay, Debbie. All right, your sentence is I have this operation, it isn't very serious. I have this tiny little tumor in the brain. So, what is it? You're right. Yes, double down. It is actually understatement. It's because it stated it isn't very serious, but it is actually a tumor, which is really very serious. All right, next. Okay, Joseph. Sentence, please. Okay, what figure of speech? Okay, you're correct. Very good. Yeah, it's the buzzing bee flew away. And buzzing there is actually describing the sound of the bee. So it's onomatopoeia. Very good. Next. Okay, last is okay, Stephanie. All right, the sentence and what figure of speech? Correct. So don't act like a Romeo in front of her. So we're using Romeo, and that is illusion. Okay, job well done, everyone. You may go back to your chairs and arrange your chairs, please. Thank you. Job well done, class. You were able to define the figures of speech and as well as identify the different figures of speech. And now you were also able to distinguish the figures of speech being used in that sentence. So since everyone is ready and you were able to really learn that much this afternoon, I will be giving a short quiz. The question will be posted on the board and you will be given 10 minutes to answer. Okay, so that is 10, total of 10 numbers. So this is just very simple. I know you can do it. All right, so please get a 1/4 sheet of paper. Yeah, just answer immediately. Or immediately answer your question, just write it down in your 1/4 sheet of paper. Okay? 10 minutes starts now. So pass your papers, please. Okay, thank you. All right, so since it's not yet time, I will be giving you an assignment. Okay, it will be posted on the board as well. And what you will be doing is write your answer in a 1/2 crosswise, and it's actually one example each figure of speech that we discussed this afternoon. So I will be expecting 7 of them since we've discussed 7. Okay, so that is just one sentence or one example in each figure of speech. Okay, is that clear? You will pass that tomorrow. Okay, and before we end this class, since it's not yet time and we have to make use of our time. Okay, so what certain activity that you likes best and why? Okay, so yeah, Sophia, what is it? All right, awesome. So you like wherein you were able to identify or to define, I'm sorry, to define the meaning of figure of speech. Yeah, because you can actually use that, especially in college or whatnot. Yeah, you will still be able to use that. And you really have to remember what really is the meaning of figure of speech. Okay, one clap for that. Next is, okay, Albert, what activity that you likes best and why? Okay, so you like identifying the figures of speech or the different figures of speech. Yeah, in the first activity as well as when we had our second activity. Okay, one clap for Albert. All right. Okay, who else? Okay, all right, Maria. Which part of or which activity that you like best? Oh, I see. All right, you like when we play the music. Yeah, it's actually funny because it is actually it's that music is in TikTok, although it's children rhymes, but yeah, it's really nice. And as well as you were able to distinguish what figure of speech is being used in those sentences. Yeah, it's really very challenging, but it's really very helpful, especially if you are creating sentences or mostly, yeah, in especially in essay, you can as well use figures of speech so that there would be an art in your pieces or in your literary piece. Okay, so this afternoon you were able to define the figures of speech, identify the different figures of speech, as well as distinguish the figures of speech being used in a sentence. And what I like about this class is you really displayed oneness or cooperation in doing the activity this afternoon. Oh, so the bell rings and it's time to go. So see you tomorrow, and please don't forget your assignment and have a good afternoon. Goodbye.